In this video, I'm going to tell you about my clarinet New Year's resolution and invite you to join me. My name is Josh Gu, and after years of studying the clarinet with some of the best teachers from around the world, I am excited to be sharing my knowledge with you. So go to QuickStartClarinet.com or check the description on this video to see all of the wonderful resources I have to help you reach your clarinet dreams. And of course, subscribe to this channel for weekly clarinet and music tips and tricks. So naturally, my goal is to practice more this year. I think lots of times we make that goal, and maybe already you've said that your New Year's resolution is going to be to practice more this year. But let me talk about a couple ways that I'm really working to make that more actionable and enjoyable for myself and invite you to do the same. So the whole sort of reason that this came about and this goal for me, other than the obvious things of just like, I should be practicing more. It's been really hard over the past couple of years with the pandemic to have the motivation to practice because I haven't really been preparing for auditions or concerts so much. I've had a few concerts here and there, but also just being out of school has been a lot less concerts and a lot less performances to be prepared for. But last October, I played the Barrio Sequenza with the Nebula Ensemble, and in my process of preparing that, I really enjoyed preparing that and really enjoyed getting to perform it. And I had this realization that I think I'm close to being really good at the clarinet. Obviously, I know a ton about playing and I'm a good player, but I think I'm close to being really, truly great. And I think if I just applied myself a little bit more and practiced a little bit more consistently, then I'll be able to really grow and make progress and become even better than I was when I played the Barrio and even better than I was when I did my master's recital, and just keep getting better because playing an instrument is a lifelong endeavor of constant growth and improvement. So I'm eagerly on that journey. And there's just a few sort of technical things that I think if I clean those up, then my playing will be in really great shape. And then I'll be able to really explore sort of the limits of the instrument, which I'm really excited about. So I made it my goal to practice more, but it's so easy to just sort of set that goal and then have nothing come of it. Is it even measurable how much more is? I was practicing pretty sporadically over the past year, so maybe if I just did it regularly, that would count as more. We could talk about your sort of SMART goals: specific, measurable, actionable. I don't remember what the R stands for, and I think the T is timely. Reachable, I think, is the R, or reasonable. But I think those are also kind of boring. So my goal for this year is actually not to have the goal to practice more, but have the process to practice more, to shift from being so goal-oriented to being more process-oriented. And I've learned in practice that's the best way to actually practice the instrument too, is instead of focusing on, oh, I want to be able to tongue this at whatever speed, or I want to be able to play this at whatever speed, or I want to sound like X, Y, or Z. If instead of being so goal-oriented, you become process-oriented of, I'm going to practice speeding up my articulation every day. I'm going to do different finger exercises to clean up my technique every day. I'm going to record myself and make adjustments so I can sound like X, Y, or Z each time I practice. Those kinds of goals or sort of processes are what actually contributes to growth. So there's two really exciting resources that have sort of led me in this direction, in addition to just my own research about being process-oriented rather than goal-oriented. The one is Hilary Hahn's 100 Days of Practice. So if you don't know who Hilary Hahn is, she is a fantastic violinist. She's played with many major symphony orchestras, big major concerti. She is a great soloist, a great player, and seems like a really nice person from the online content I've seen her make. So on TikTok, she's started this 100 Days of Practice challenge. It's not really a challenge. She actually is very specific about it's not a challenge to practice 100 days in a row, but it's 100 days of sort of immersing ourselves in our practice and sort of finding that sweet spot of what practicing feels good for us. So I'm gonna link the TikTok of hers in the description so you can see her original one, because it's really, really fantastic and really has this sort of process-oriented approach of, we're not trying to force ourselves to practice 100 days in a row. We're just going to sort of be open to practicing. We're going to try to schedule so we do practice effectively, and just sort of find our personal sweet spot of enjoying playing the instrument. I think that's such an important thing that we need to always remember to do, is enjoy making music, enjoy playing the instrument, because the second you learn to hate your instrument or hate playing, then you'll never get joy out of it again, and you can maybe relearn how to enjoy playing, but it's going to be not nearly as much fun, and you're going to be sort of banging your head against the wall. And if that happens to you as a professional, you can be in big trouble, because then you can't make money from it anymore if you quit, or you're forced to continue doing something you don't like just to make money. So the goal is to just have 100 days to sort of enjoy being with the instrument and work on that practicing. Now, the second resource that has been really, really helpful for this is James Clear's 30-Day Habit course. James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits, which is a book I read a couple years ago, or listened to it as an audiobook. Really fantastic book, sort of talking about how our identities are shaped by our habits, and how you can sort of change your viewpoints and change your habits, and the things that you do a little bit each and every day are the things that are going to have the biggest impact on your life. So this idea of atomic habits, meaning atomic both on the very small scale of just the little habits that you do, have atomic in the sort of big explosive impact that they can have in your life over the long run. And I think practicing is a perfect example of that can truly be sort of an atomic habit. One idea that I'll share from the book is called habit stacking. And habit stacking is this idea of doing something or taking something that you already do as a habit, something that's in your sort of daily routine, and then putting whatever new thing you want to do with that. So what I'm going to be doing for my sort of practice routine is I am going to meditate in the mornings, which is also another separate from Clarinet sort of resolution that I'm doing, but I'm going to meditate, brush my teeth, and then practice. No matter what's going on in my day, I'm going to do those three things, even if it's just a very short meditation, even if it's just a very short practice. But whenever I brush my teeth in the day, I'm going to sort of sandwich it with those two things and stack those habits so that I can build that routine and build that regularity. That's another sort of, both from Hilary Hahn's perspective and this 30 Days of Habits perspective that I'm trying to do, is make it really, really simple. I'm not going to force myself to have a 2-hour practice session. All I'm going to do is just make sure I get the clarinet out after I brush my teeth. Even if that's for 5 minutes to run through a scale or test a reed, or maybe just break in one reed for its first round of 5 minutes of playing, that's okay. All I have to do is get it out. Almost always that turns into more time because I enjoy playing and it's sort of fun to practice for a bit. But that's the sort of goal, is for me to actually get it out. So I'll also leave a link in the description. You can join James Clear's free 30 Days to Better Habits course, and you'll get sort of emails that sort of recap things in the book. I also highly recommend the Atomic Habits book so that you can check that out. And I would like to invite you to join me in the 100 days of practice, whether you just make a journal for yourself. If you have a practice buddy, you can just text them or send them a quick video of you practicing every day. I think that would be a fantastic thing for you to do to get into for this year. And of course, I'll be cheering you along and wishing you the best of luck on the 100 days. You can also follow my TikTok, which I'll also link down in the description of the video, if you want to see my journey that I'm going to be sort of tracking over there. So if you want to follow along, and you'll be scrolling through TikTok and see my video of me practicing, and maybe that'll be your trigger to go practice. Hopefully something like that can sort of get you going and get this year started off really well. One last thing that I want to mention that you may or may not have heard about already that would be a great way to sort of jumpstart your 2022 clarinet journey is that I have now free sample pages of the next generation clarinet method. So probably if you've been on my channel, especially the past few weeks, you've heard me talk about the next generation clarinet method because I've been working with that a lot and sort of promoting it a lot because I just finished version 3 at the end of last year. People are loving it. It's a great resource. It's a whole method program, book, videos, timelines, all this stuff, and you can get free sample pages sort of seeing what the book is all about by going to quickstartclarinet.com/sample. I'll also throw that link in the description as well. So I think that's enough rambling for me about what I'm doing for my New Year's resolution. Leave a comment on your clarinet New Year's resolutions, even if it's completely different than mine. That's fantastic. Sort of let me know what your goals or what your processes you're going for are in 2022 down in the comments. I wish you the best of luck on your clarinet journey this year. Go check out all those links in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.